Hey y'all, welcome back to the Faithful Farmer Mama. I've had a few people ask me about what my morning routine is like, so I thought I'd bring you along and let you enjoy a little bit of what it's like being on the farm. Every morning I start with a nice big cup of coffee. I live on coffee all day, y'all. I mean, all day. I do drink my necessary 32 ounces of water because that is what I like to drink, but coffee is my preference. Morning time is always quiet for me. My family tends to sleep till about 8 or 9, and my husband goes to work at 7:30. So in between that time, I will always get a nice big cup of coffee and sit down with my Bible and my devotional, and I will study the Word. My day is never the same if I don't start in the Word. So after my husband goes to work and after my studies, the first thing I do is make my bed. Morning chores go crazy in the morning, but my bed is always the first thing that's made. If you haven't checked out my video from a while back, actually kind of makes me sad to watch it myself because the lighting's not great and it's just one of my first videos. I've put a card up in the right hand corner for you that you can go back and watch about my thoughts and feelings about making your bed. My bed is always made. And I like to wash my sheets probably every 4 to 5 days. I just like the smell of fresh sheets and I like how they make me feel. At the end of the day, after a full day's work, I love getting into a nice, clean, crisp, made bed. I will say this made me chuckle because my sheet is hanging out at the bottom there and it's driven me crazy after I watched back my video here, but I didn't fix it. I just left it so that y'all could see not everything is so perfect in my home. How about y'all? Are you a bed maker? Generally every day I will do a load of laundry. Our laundry for a family of 4 tends to really get backed up if I don't stay on top of it. My girls do their own laundry, but I do my husband's and my own, and I do line dry, so I always put a load in before heading out to go feed animals. This is where a lot of the work begins. I always feed in the mornings because my girls feed at night. But I love going out in the morning and seeing all of my, "What are you doing out, you silly girls?" I have some chickens who like to escape. But I'm the one who always goes out and feeds in the morning. I enjoy my time with them, and I love checking to make sure everybody's okay. Here in this coop, thanks to a friend helping me out trying to get her settled, we have a mama chicken. We have probably 35 to 40 chickens right now, and I've never let a hen hatch her own chicks. That one actually did. You'll see them in a little bit. But I usually go out and I dump all the compost or all the food leftovers that we've had over the last day, and I always give those to the chickens. They love when the white bucket comes out for me to feed them in the morning. Nothing goes to waste on this farm. This coop back here has the eggs that I hatched last. They're still just a tad bit too small to let out, but they'll get out soon enough. I always open up my coop and check and make sure there's no snakes or no critters and make sure everything is okay inside my coop. Sometimes I clean it. Today is not that day. Now this little Polish chicken, she belongs back with the goats. I don't even know why she's up here. But I just feed as I always do, and I pick her up and take her in the back in a little bit. So I give my chickens a handful or two of chicken scratch, which is corn, oats, seed, stuff like that. And then I do give them a cup of grain. They get to forage all day, and I do not feed them grain at night, just in the mornings. I also make sure everybody has water and that their water is full and clean. We have 12 guineas on the farm. They eat ticks and snakes and bugs, and they help to keep the farm very pest-free, or for the most part they do. And I do give them some chicken scratch. I usually feed them away from the chickens, which is why I'm over there by that tree. They like to jump in the chicken coop or the chicken pen area and take my chickens' grain, so they are fed elsewhere. So this is my Stormy chicken. She has 3 babies under her right now. She hatched 3 eggs that weren't even hers. She's such a good mama. She's taking care of these little ones so well. So this is Thing. I have 2 things, and they are actually up with the goats because the big chickens peck on them, so I'm bringing her back up to where she belongs. So our equines and our goats and our Polish chickens are all in the back pasture. The goats are actually sectioned off from the equines, and so are the Polish chickens and the 1 Sussex that we have. Yeah, preacher. Get in. In the morning, I generally will give just a handful of alfalfa to our goats and also a scoop of grain. We feed our buck separately, although he is in the pen area with the ladies. As you remember, we have 1 buck. His name is Butch. And then we have 3 females, Shirley, Jude, and Mary. All of our goats are Nubian Boer mixes, and they are just the sweetest babies ever. Last to be fed are the equines. Sometimes we bring them in the stable at night, but last night they actually stayed out in the field. They wouldn't come in, so we just left them out there. We do feed them a mixture of grain. Our horse, his name is Bill. He is so sweet and listens so well. All I have to do is say, "Get back," and he moves back so that I can put his bucket. Herbie, on the other hand, he's a little bit harder. Herbie. We love our Herbert. He's such a mess. But after a few minutes of bothering his brother, he does go over and eat his grain too. Let's go eat, you two. Our ducks are still up by the house, so I feed them on my way in. I'd love to give them fresh water in their pool and also feed them throughout the day. I water our garden every 2 to 3 days if it doesn't rain. We have a lot of pots, raised beds, and things that dry out a whole lot faster than the gardens that are in the ground. So I will go out during this time and weed and harvest and water and make sure everything is good in the gardens for the next couple of days. I also take a walk every morning. I tend to flip-flop between the front pasture and the back pasture, and I like to check the fences and make sure that everything is good and check on the fruit that we have down front. Sand plums, for example, they are just now starting to be ready to harvest, and also the blackberries. Y'all remember my blackberries? You can check out a video about that up in the right-hand corner right now. Sorry to interrupt your video. This is Jingles. He is our 9-year-old Dotson Jack Russell mix who turns 10 in October. Three years ago, Jingles was diagnosed with diabetes. Twice a day we feed him and also give him an insulin shot. So as you can see, life on the farm in the morning is super busy, but it's such a blessing, and it's really awesome at the end of the day when I can look back and say, wow, we have done a lot of stuff in one day. And that is not even like my normal day, because some days I'm in the process also of trying to work on a quilt, or we're trying to do a special project outside, we're trying to build something or clean out a coop or a bedding or change an animal's stall area and things like that. There's always things going on here on the farm. And now that summer is coming, garden life is starting to happen. And between the weeding and the harvesting and replanting, that also is added in there throughout the day. So there's just always lots going on. Thank you guys for being here today, and I hope you look forward to our next video. I'll try and get some things like nighttime chores or recipes and meals that we eat, things that we're harvesting, garden life, of course. Please comment below something that you would like to see personally so that I can make sure I do that for you. Thanks for being here, guys. See ya. Bye.